So there's a lot of things that brought me here. The story is intricate in itself, but the most important thing is that I heard Rayvon say that it's about empowerment. And so what I try to do, as I emphasized before, is all of the people who have similar experiences to mine, and even the people who haven't had similar experiences to mine, I couldn't empower them in a way that I'm sure that other people who haven't experienced the things that I've experienced can't. Because I can relate to people who have come home and can't find a job. I can relate to people who have been in prison. I can relate to people who are homeless. I've been homeless in my life. I can relate to these guys who are coming to me with no hope, can't find a job. I was that person. I can relate to the people who are on the couch and don't know what to do with their life. This is the program to get off the couch, to come here and get empowered and get inspired. When I was 17 years old, I went to Coxsackie Correctional Facility. And I remember in October of 1984, I'm 50 years old now, but I remember in October of 1984, right before my 18th birthday, they told me, Anthony, you're gonna go to the mess hall and you're gonna go to barber program. And I said, the barber program? Where do you get that from? Barber? I never thought about being a barber. I never told anyone about, barber program. They made me go to the barber program. And when I went to the barber program, I was not interested at all. I was so pissed. I was so mad. I was so rebellious. I actually got kicked out of the barber program. I lasted about maybe a month and a half. I got kicked out. But what happened was a seed was planted. A seed was planted. So 4 years later, when I got out of prison, my uncle cut my hair at home and messed me up. And I had enough instinct, enough confidence to get the clippers out of the closet and do my own hair. And I fixed it. And when I went outside, my friend said, hey, can you do that for me? Can you do that for me? And I wound up cutting all my friends' hair. And then my grandmother said, hey, why don't you buy index cards? We didn't have cell phones then. Put our phone number or the house number on every mailbox in the projects and let them know you're a barber. Just put barber in the number. And I said, hey, Grandma, that's a good idea. And I went around the projects and I put my number on every mailbox, and people started calling me for haircuts. And before I knew it, I didn't consider myself a barber, but I became a barber. I was going to 2C in 1490. I was going to 8B in 1267 and all kinds of stuff going on. So I'm going all around the projects cutting hair. And then one day, I found myself buying groceries for the house. I never did that before. I remember my first, this is empowerment that I'm talking about. The money straight to my pocket I didn't have to fill out an application. I was entrepreneur at the age of 21 without even trying. And I remember being in the supermarket calling my grandmother saying, what's the difference between pork and beef? Because she cooked all those years, but I never contributed. And so that did something to me, to be able to, hey, Grandma, I bought you something, There's only one owner of me, there's no funding. Right? This is a private career school, so there's just bills for me to pay. However, I'm the CEO, I'm the administrator, the owner, the president, and the director. I have a licensed teacher and I have a licensed agent for the school. Although we are housed in the Community Opportunity Center in Tarrytown, I pay rent for this room, so I rent from this room. The license for itself, to license the barber school, it costs $5,000 for the application itself. Workforce Development Institute helped me greatly, Sonia Brown, embraced my idea and helped me tremendously with moving ahead with getting it licensed. And in fact, if it wasn't for the Workforce Development Institute coming in that hour of need, this would have still been a training program. This wouldn't have been a licensed barber school. There wouldn't have been people going for licensing this week. There wouldn't have been certifications being printed today. So I'm forever grateful to that entity for truly believing in my dream and making this happen. Barbering offers me a platform to mentor. if it was anything else, I wouldn't have the platform to mentor, but because barbering encompasses a personal experience with the customer and the barber, I could tell them about brush your teeth. I could stand up there. I have a license of poetic license to go in on how to brush your teeth. I could tell you how to clean your fingernails, and so it allows me a platform on a different level to open doors to things that and maybe some people never heard. Maybe some people just don't know. Life has come back to me 360 degrees. 360 degrees, life has come back. I was in here the other day and I was cleaning up when everybody left, and I felt like Mr. Rogers. I used to watch Mr. Rogers with I wear a sweater now. I love my sweater. I wear and I said, wow, I put my sweater on. I said, wow, this is really strange. You know how I come into this role of an educator. So, you know, I believe in what I'm doing. It's in my heart. It's in my soul. I eat, sleep, and breathe this. I'm serious about these guys' education. I'm not trying to shortchange them, and I don't want none of my teachers to. I raise a standard, my own standard, and I raise everyone else's standard around me. And I can't take responsibility for anybody's successes, but what I do feel good about is that we've made it possible for them to reach their full achievement. And it's just really phenomenal. So I tell my guys that the true mark of a leader is not to how much money you have or how much money you make in your lifetime. The true mark of a leader is not how strong you are or how many people like you or how many people love you or how many people hate you. The true mark of a leader is to leave leaders behind.